Saturday morning. I've been up for a few hours and I already had breakfast and had a few conversations with people, my roommates, and yeah, it's just been a pretty chill morning. I'm probably going to finish reading the newspaper and then go for like a quick run really quick and then drink some coffee, tea, something like that, and then get working on those presentations. So it's only 6 days away, which is crazy. I'm feeling a little like tired. I think I slept 8 hours last night. I couldn't really tell you. I still feel like I probably should take a nap at some point. We'll see if that happens. But in the meantime, I'm going to drink some coffee and finish reading my newspaper. So I think it's really important to be like a student of your own life, like paying attention to how things affect you and what you want to pay attention to and focus on, but also always be looking at what's happened and ask yourself a lot of questions, like why did I do that? What was I thinking behind it? And, how can I love people better in this situation or communicate better in this situation? I don't know. I guess, like, not getting obsessive with it, but, like, analyzing it like a scientist almost. So, and, like, experimenting and doing things and seeing how things make you feel is really important. So, just ran all the way to Aldi. Celebrate your small victories. Like, celebrate that little bit of progress. Take a selfie when you run 3.2 miles, which half of your run. Have some hot chocolate. Have some chocolate when you finish your run. I did all of that. And then I had, like, another meal because I hadn't eaten lunch yet. So, celebrate those small victories, and this was a pretty big one for me. I've never been able to go this far before, and I've never done that much, even if it was walking a lot of the way. It was still a big step, so I was celebrating a little bit extra. But just, like, celebrate yourself showing up for things, too. Like, if I have a goal to, like, get something really big done, I think my first goal is just to sit down and start working. It helps make it so much easier to get that progress flowing. Having a nice place to work helps, too, and, like, having all these other things helps make that an easier process. But celebrate your small victories because, honestly, all of it's big. Like, there's no point, like, there is no science studies that have shown that our brains don't really distinguish the difference between something that's small and impressive and something that's big and impressive. Like, there's just no, like, there's no cognitive difference in how our bodies respond to those things. So, like, just celebrate those small moments because, honestly, they are big. Like, even if other people don't think so. So, that's my thoughts this morning, or this afternoon, because it's afternoon now. But yeah, I'll check in later. I know I'm not the only one, but I felt this huge huge pressure to perform at like 100% all the time. And it's not even like one thing, it's like everything at once. And I know that's partly my fault with it kind of starting off so many new projects with this one going and then a new workout routine and trying to train for that 10K. I know that's a lot at once. But I kind of like the challenge. I just, I'm frustrated with myself because today I had already decided in advance that it was going to be a rest day, like a no work day. And I'm frustrated because I've not been working exactly, but I've also not been resting. I've just been running around doing things that feed into other goals but aren't related to one distinct goal. And I think it's really frustrating that we feel this pressure to perform all the time and that we have to have all these expectations for certain things to happen at certain times. I'm not the kind of person that can go all the time. And I don't think anyone is. I don't think that's a reasonable thing to be trying to do. But I've lost kind of track of the seasons of my week. I did run like that 10K, which was a great decision. I'm so glad I did that. But I felt this pressure all the time in the back of my head, like, okay, and then I'll go make a huge amount of progress on my presentations, or then I'll go get that done. It's just really frustrating because I think it's kind of robbed me of my presence in that, like, I can't feel rest until something's been finished. I can't be proud of the progress that I've made on it until it's done, which is just robbing me of my ability to enjoy one step at a time. For example, I've finished up, like, putting together my slides for my presentation. I still need to do an opening and closing slide, but those will take me like 5 minutes, and I'll try to get those done tonight. I think that's reasonable. But the script's just taking longer because it's so much to think about, and I just haven't had the mental presence to sit through it and write it. I also haven't made progress on my renders like I wanted to today. But that's okay. It's not going to take too long once we get there. I'm worried that my computer is getting a little slower because of all the stuff I've been downloading, and I'm worried that, yeah, it's one of those things, like, I know it's kind of irrational, but there's those quiet anxieties that just say that what I have isn't enough. And so what I need to do is fix that before I can act. And while it might be a later problem to try to resolve some of the slowness that's happening, which is also a result of our extremely terrible Wi-Fi at the moment, actually that's the main cause of the slowness, it's still frustrating that I feel this mental block of it's not perfect, so it's not worth trying. And I think that that's such a damaging mindset to have, and I try not to have it, but it still creeps in sometimes. And it's just been really hard today, more than most days, I think, for me to just be happy with what I've done. I don't feel proud of what I've done because it's like, I could have done better. Like, so what if I did a full 10K in distance? I didn't run the whole thing, so, and during it, I'm like, let's be gentle, let's be gracious, and I think I mentioned that earlier, like, I'm being gentle to myself in the moment, but I'm always revising it and being like, that wasn't good enough, like, I could have done that better. And so I think this whole video series has been a very helpful experience, and I'm going to keep working on it, but it's been a very helpful experience of kind of looking at myself a little bit objectively and taking a step back to say, hey, you're doing okay, just because you're not tracking progress in one aspect. You're well-rounded as a person, so maybe that's even more important. And I think it is more important. It's more sustainable, and I've often focused on one area at the cost of everything else, and that's hard. So it's just, I guess it's just important to be realistic and be gracious with yourself. Yeah, that's all my thoughts right now. So.
Yeah, to build that new
Hi, Savannah.
How are they gonna fit a dorm in there?
When this reaches
How are they gonna fit dorms in trees?
Rachel,
How are they gonna fit a dorm in the trees?
Rachel, say hi. Yeah, I am.
So let's say it's the best one out there.
He was to show this to his future job interviewer when he
David.
applies to be a
Yeah,
professor.
so the liquid from the silver one then is going into the middle one.
Yeah.
So the middle one could overflow then, right?
No, because you have.
Do you want to be in it?
This is Saturday, December 4th at 9:23 p.m. This is the first sighting of Professor Fenner.
Anything to do
Then,
with Michigan.
as
Other than our governor.
say, there's like an amount, 100 milliliters. In this one, as you drink out, let's say 10 milliliters come out, but then as you drink, 10 more milliliters will come out of this one and into this
So
one.
Rachel's right, you are drinking from them all.
You are drinking from this one, but this one is getting replaced with this one. We'll start to get bigger as the air is sucked in, and then the milkshake will go down.
I didn't even realize it was a
I am kind of worried that I'm starting to get sick.